Welcome to Dualshock'd, the Brotherhood of Geeks PlayStation podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Brett J. Rasmussen, and over here I got my other co-host.
Got Spectre.
Yeah, what's up, Spectre?
What's happening?
What up, dude?
So we were talking about this before the show. In the break room.
In the break room.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this is a topic for another video. Like I said, whenever we start these, I always have topipics for videos pop.
I know. You never write it down either.
You can have me sit there for like 10 minutes and be like, just figure out like 5 video topics, and I would have nothing to say, and then as soon as you start,
as soon as we start talking, you're like,
it's like it just comes out. But yeah, I mean, I have a nice new. Recently, I got a nice new PC setup for the Christmas holiday season here, and it's comfy. I think I'm kind of slowly reverting back into being more of a PC player, where I kind of spend the majority of my time on it.
And you're on a PlayStation podcast.
I'm on the PlayStation podcast.
That makes total sense.
So, but yeah, no, I still play my PlayStation. Obviously, I was playing a lot of Medieval. Really, basically done with that game. I want to platinum that before I move on to Fallen Order. Like I said, I was going to play that next.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, PC is just so comfy. You know, it's maybe that's a topic for another thing we could start talking about. That is kind of get closer to the new systems launching. It's kind of the pros and cons of your choices. And for me, it's like, I'm kind of in the PC camp. I mean, obviously, I got to get a PlayStation eventually for things like God of War and stuff like that. I'm sure there's going to be other things on PlayStation 5 that are going to be appealing to me that you can only play on the PlayStation. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of getting to that point where, like, if they put some of these exclusives onto PC, like, what would be my motivation for getting a PlayStation 5? You know, I'm kind of at that point where I was a PC player before, and now I'm kind of slowly morphing back into it again.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, like I said, a topic for another show, but yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to.
I have been playing Jedi Fallen Order and just enjoying that game. Oh man, it's great. I think you'll like it, Spectre. I think you'll like it.
I think I'll probably like parts of it.
Probably. Knowing you, probably.
I doubt.
You're ridiculously picky.
I doubt. I don't think I'm ridiculously picky.
I think you are.
I doubt I'm going to go into it and just really enjoy every facet of it. But
this is not the original trilogy, so I'll just go ahead and immediately.
There's no way. Like I said, there's no way it could possibly be worse than what we're seeing on the film side of things right now. So it has to be an upgrade from there, right? I mean, it cannot possibly be worse than the movies we've seen.
If anything, I think you'll enjoy the gameplay. I think you'll enjoy the gameplay.
Yeah, and that's kind of what going back to other games, like even other not so good games, like Force Unleashed. Like, I mean, I enjoyed the kind of.
I think the game is great. I don't know what you.
It was sort of a God of War like just hack and slashy kind of game. I enjoyed that aspect of it, even though I didn't like the Star Wars elements of it as much. And I'm saying that as a Star Wars, like, you know, kind of an old school Star Wars fan.
I loved it. I loved all of it. So
so
I've been playing that, but also I've also gone back into Days Gone just to go, just kind of like being like, you know what, I just want to go back into this and kind of see.
I kind of forgot about that game.
Oh, dude, like
I never actually got around to playing it.
So we have reviewed it, and like this is one of the things that I was like. I didn't bring this up as like an honorable mention or something in our game of the year because on it, like with Days Gone, when me and Sodium Bromide reviewed it on the past episode of Dualshock'd, we enjoyed it. Like, when that game came out, it was not getting like good reviews. People were like, it was getting like low reviews, like 4s and 5s. For me and for Sodium,
we have a guy named Sodium.
Yeah, so yes, we have a guy named Sodium.
Do we have a deep throat yet? And
no, you know him. You know him.
Okay.
You do know him.
All these code names are confusing.
Well, hey, I'm not the one who I give all of you guys the choice to be like, hey, do you want to have a code name or not? I'm the only one who doesn't.
We gotta give you a code name. You're gonna be Moon Unit.
I'm gonna be Moon. I thought it was Thunderpotamus, but whatever. Okay, but anyway, but I played Days Gone, and it's just a fun game. Fighting the hordes and just faffing about. Like it is a good game. Like
does it just feel like another zombie game though? I mean, how many zombie games have we had? You know, I mean, it's I feel like really the only developers that did zombie games right was probably Valve with Left 4 Dead. I mean, just, that was the only like zombie game I actually invested serious time in.
I mean, like, look, like the game does have its problems. Like, as I've said before, is that the story is fine. It has a purpose and it serves its purpose, but the driving force of the story is Deacon's relationship with everyone in the game. That's what I cared about. That's what made me go, oh, I want to know what's going to happen between Deacon and this character, and so on and so forth. But fighting the hordes is one of the most fun things to do. And
so, just from a gameplay standpoint, at least, it's enjoyable.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I love the soundtrack of it. I downloaded the soundtrack. It's great. Sam Witwer from Force Unleashed. He played Starkiller in Force Unleashed. He plays Deacon St. John in Days Gone.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering
what actor.
I was wondering what he's up to. He sort of finds himself like in everything.
Dude, he's in a bunch of stuff. Like, I love him. He's great. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a very prolific actor. He seems like he's kind of shows up randomly and everything. So I was wondering what he was kind of up to.
Yeah, no, he does a fantastic job. Like Sam Witwer drives that game. Like I think if it was someone else, I don't know if like I would enjoy the game as much, because again, for me, I play video games for story. Gameplay is definitely important, but like if you give me a good story, that's why I love the Telltale games. It's more of a cinematic playthrough. You're just choosing conversation choices. You're interacting with the story, but you're not shooting stuff or you know what I mean?
I know where you're coming from. For me, it's more so about like, it's like you're baking a cake, and story is a part of that. But if you just have a story, that's kind of like just having like a big lump of frosting. You don't have a cake or anything to put it on. So it's like, I mean, you kind of need to have everything baked in together.
I mean, I don't know.
The best games have everything kind of weaves together into one.
Those are the best games.
Yeah, those are the best games. So I think, I mean, you can definitely have games that are more just pure gameplay, which is what appeals to me. You can have games that are kind of like the Telltale's ones, where it's basically just an interactive visual novel or story. That's not so much my thing, because I think if you're going to lean into one or the other, video games are supposed to be an interactive medium. So if you're going to lean into anything, lean into the gameplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you enjoy if that's kind of your thing, then by all means.
I mean, using your analogy, if the story is just the frosting, look at me.
Yeah,
that's why I love it. I just
nom
that frosting.
You'd be happy with just the frosting. Yeah, I mean, you forget the cake, So yeah, I agree.
But like I that was one of the things where I really didn't mention in our Game of the Year review of 2019.
Yeah, it's sort of I mean, I really forgot about the game until just you mentioned it right now, because it's sort of a game that's just, I don't know, there's something forgettable about it. I mean, in general, it's just kind of,
I mean,
it just was like, okay, it's another zombie game. I mean, the only thing notable about it is like, okay, this was a PlayStation exclusive, and
I feel that there's more to it to that, but I will say it didn't meet up to the expectations that Marvel Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, all the other Uncharted 4, all the other PlayStation exclusive games, the AAA exclusive games that we have gotten recently.
Yeah.
But I think it deserves better than what a lot of reviewers have given it. Like, we gave it a 3 out of 5. It was just solid 3 out of 5, which is right in the middle, good, decent, average game. Like, it's not horrible, but it's not amazing. Days Gone is a game that you could pick up when you're like, I really have nothing to play. What should I pick up? Oh, Days Gone is like, I don't know, $20? Sure, bam, done. It's been out for long enough. It's been,
and you need those kind of backgrounds, autopilot, turn off your brain types of games.
Yeah, but
actually, that's one of the games that's kind of looking ahead. That is one of my more anticipated games. Is kind of one of their. It is basically kind of an autopilot, play when you have nothing else to play type of genre of a game. So.
Yeah, and I think we don't have those anymore. I think it's that everyone looks for. It's either we have really, really bad games like Anthem, or we get amazing games like Devil May Cry 5 or Sekiro or whatever, which was back in 2019. In 2018, it was Marvel Spider-Man and God of War, so on and so forth. We don't have that kind of middle space Where, like, for instance, I would say from 2019, that month of March, where it was Metro Exodus, Far Cry New Dawn, and Days Gone, all came out at around the same time. They're not bad, but they're not amazing. They're good, fun games that you can play through, but they're fine. They're good games that you can go ahead and play when you have some off time. You know, that's...
See, this is another reason why you should be a PC player, because then whenever you're just like, oh, I don't know what to play, I just boot up, WoW Classic, or like, oh, I don't really feel like doing that, World of Warships, or something like that. You can just be like, yeah.
Man, I have no idea what I should do with all of these games that's here, man. Play the backlog, dude. Like, that's what we got here. But, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've been up to for myself. So, should we begin with the main topic, our PlayStation conversation?
I guess so.
All right, so let's begin. This is our PlayStation conversation. PlayStation. So, this is the very first episode of 2020, the new decade. Happy 2020. It is now a new decade.
We're only 7 years away from 2027, Human Revolution, Deus Ex. So the future is almost now, so yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Maybe I'll get an implant that'll make me skinny.
You can hope, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
So did you want to lead us off, I guess?
Yes, so what we'll do is there are some games that both of us have that are the same, and we'll talk about some other games that are most anticipated, but these are our most anticipated games of 2020. I almost said 2019, but that's wrong. So, to begin off, this is one that is near and dear to my heart, and I cannot wait for this game. It's Darksiders Genesis. I love Darksiders. I love the aesthetic. I love the gameplay. I love the story of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and each game feels different to the other. It feels like a different genre.
I know you're like I said, you're a huge fan of it. Mm-hmm. I don't dislike the games. I kind of find them mediocre in general, but I don't think they're bad games. They're kind of like a sort of a more adult version of like The Legend of Zelda. They had a lot of the same tropes as that game. They clearly were inspired by Zelda in a large way. But for Darksiders Genesis, I'm totally in the dark about it. I've not looked at like gameplay trailers or anything like that. So it's not a traditional Darksiders game. What kind of game is it?
Okay, so Darksiders Genesis is actually a prequel. You play as Strife and War. So in all the other games, like in Darksiders 1, you played as War. 2, you play as Death. 3, you play as Fury. And in this one, you get to play as Strife and War. It's a prequel before Darksiders 1. And this is before War gets pretty much like arrested for bringing in the apocalypse. That's how Darksiders begins, is that the seventh seal is broken. He comes down to Earth to begin the apocalypse. So this is
before all that.
Yes, exactly.
But it's not like a traditional Darksiders game where it's just like a hack and slash kind of Zelda.
It is still a hack and slash game, but it's not third person. It's actually top down.
Like an isometric?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like a Diablo-esque. Kind of
yes.
Okay.
And you can it's 1 or 2 player. You can play 2 player where it's like 1 is Strife, 1 is War, or you can play single player and you can switch between the two. War plays exactly like he does back in 1, where it's like hack and slash, that kind of thing. Where with Strife, he's a shooter, so you have range to it, and it's like a dungeon crawler. So yes, more like Diablo. That's what it looks like. That's what I saw in the trailers. And
we were just saying it's good to have more games kind of like this where it's comfy. You can just turn it on. You don't really have to think about it. You can just probably just kind of like just play through it. And I'm assuming there's a randomized element to it. And you can just kind of go through a dungeon.
Yeah, like for me, how I got into Darksiders is from 1. 1 plays just plays like OG God of War, the original God of War games, hack and slash, countering, that kind of stuff. That arcadey style of game.
Yeah, with Zelda kind of mixed in.
Yeah, but what I love about the Darksiders games is that 1, it plays differently. The 2 as to 3, and then even this one now. Because 1 plays like a God of War game, where as you progress, you're going to get items and objects that can help you progress through, just like the original, like, first God of War.
Yeah.
But 2 definitely plays like a Zelda game. You have loot and stuff where you can like get better size and other weapons and gear and stuff. Like, it has an RPG element to it. And then 3 plays like a Souls-esque style of game where Fury, like, if Fury dies, you get brought back at a, like, pretty much like a respawn point. So, like, where...
Kind of like the bonfire.
Yeah, like the bonfire in Dark Souls. And then you, in order to get all of your, like, loot back, all of your experience and that kind of thing, you have to find where you died and then get it, and then pick it back up.
Okay.
So, and that's what I liked about... that's what I like about this series, is that these games play so differently to each other. And I just love the art design of Darksiders.
You like the kind of apocalyptic comic booky...
Yeah, the comic book Garrett, like that kind of style. Yeah. So I'm definitely excited about that, and we'll definitely be doing unboxing of the Nephilim edition. So,
yeah, they really ever since the Darksiders franchise IP was reacquired, they've kind of gone full bore into these huge collector's editions that are kind of gratuitous. I mean, like, they're ridiculous, like $400 plus things that. But I mean, they do. Admittedly, they do. I mean, if you're a mega fan of them, the statues and stuff with them, you've shown those before. I mean, they look really, really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a fan of it, I mean, maybe I would shell out that money for it. But yeah, it's nice that I mean, there's a lot of franchises that just really don't have any kind of merchandise or memorabilia behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So I do give them credit for at least fans obviously want to some degree because they keep pushing out these super duper collector's editions.
And honestly, THQ Nordic is honestly, I think, one of my favorite publishers. THQ Nordic puts out other good games that I enjoy, like Legend of K, Anniversary. They did Fade to Silence, I believe. They have done a bunch of different games. They're also remastering Destroy All Humans, and
that's right. That's gonna be crazy collector's edition.
Yeah,
that's kind of their thing. Like they really I mean, obviously they know some people are gonna buy it. Some people are nuts about those games.
Yeah.
So,
and like the Nephilim edition is limited. There's only one, I believe it's like 1 out of 2,000, because in the Nephilim edition you're going to be getting a board game, and it's like it's like one of those like Indiegogo Kickstarter.
Cool. I
like it's highly detailed.
I think a lot
board
of
game.
A lot of time collector's editions just kind of become. That could be a whole other video right there too. It's kind of just like, okay, well, here's your soundtrack, here's your little statue, and that's
it's steelbook, soundtrack, art book, and statue.
Yeah, so it's nice to have something fairly unique like that.
Yeah.
So,
but let's move on. So, Spectre, what is one of your most anticipated games?
Okay. Trying to see. Should I go in my most anticipated first?
Go back, because you have them in order. I don't.
Okay, so
go backwards.
So my least anticipated to my
go
most
backwards.
anticipated. So this is kind of surprising. It's fallen so far on my list here, but my number 5 is Cyberpunk 2077.
That's on my list.
Yeah. So started off one of pretty much my most anticipated game. I was really looking forward to this, and then. I mean, pretty much every news story, with the exception of like 1 or 2 that we've got about this game, it's been bad. It's been about downgrades. It's been about, I guess we all have a picture in our mind of a very different game than what the final product is going to be.
Now define what you mean by downgrades.
It's a multitude of things. I think what we had in our mind was a idea of like this is going to be a sprawling cyberpunk city where you can be. Just like the Cyberpunk 2020 role-playing game, the pen and paper role-playing game, where you can be, a whole bunch of different classes. You can kind of weave your own narrative into it. So it's going to be a very open-ended RPG, and it basically what it has evolved into over the course of its long development process has been a kind of a Cyberpunk GTA 5 clone, more or less. It's kind of what it's looking like.
Okay.
And if you like GTA, that's fine. It's great for you, but I was not looking for just another. If I wanted to play Grand Theft Auto, I just play Grand Theft Auto. I don't want to play just Grand Theft Auto with a cyberpunk coat of paint over it. So some of the downgrades, the map. We got this idea of the size of the map, much smaller than what we were originally kind of looking for. We were hoping for this big expansive world. It's not. I'm gonna rattle off a list here.
Go ahead.
The combat, we actually got to see this somewhat in depth because of the extended gameplay video they gave us. I don't like the kind of. I mean, there's some people that don't like the first-person style of it. I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like kind of the Borderlands-esque bullet sponginess of it, where it feels like the combat's it's not very fast and lethal. It's very much like. Like I said, it has that kind of Borderlands vibe where every enemy takes about 4,000 clips to go through. It doesn't. Don't like that aspect of it, and the gunplay does look pretty clunky from what we saw. I already said lack of RPG elements. You play a set character to some degree. Don't like that. Driving looks weird, very awkward. Abysmal dialogue. Everything we saw in that 48-minute demo, it felt like watching like some kind of. You hate me for this. It felt like watching some kind of lowbrow CW kind of dialogue. It's just like, wow, this is bad.
You were ready. You were ready for that. You were ready for
this.
This
Is cringeworthy. No,
God!
I actually just came up with that analogy on the spot. But
shut up, Spectre.
There is some degree of pandering to the game and kind of the messaging and posturing of the developers. I won't go deep into that. I know you're freaking out about that, but there is some degree of pandering there. Awful soundtrack. Everything we've seen about the soundtrack looks terrible. I was hoping for more of like this should be like
no.
I was hoping for more of like an industrial or maybe like an agro-techy kind of soundtrack, something more techno or even trance like it just looks terrible. All these Zoomer bands and rap in it, it just looks awful. But I did promise I would say some good things. So there was
Thank God.
There was at least 2 good positive stories about it. Unless they change their stance, they are avoiding microtransactions. I know you love that. It's like the mortal sin of games to you.
Yeah. Like again, we've discussed this before multiple times, but that is a hill that I will die on.
Yeah, but they came out and said basically, to hell with microtransactions, we're not going to do that. And of course, the famous Keanu Reeves reveal. At E3, I do like Keanu Reeves as an actor. His inclusion in the game, I think that is a positive overall. So it's that was kind of surprising. So that's the positive elements of it. But the reason why it's number 5 on my list is we had this. Originally, it was pitched as this great open world, expansive RPG game, and basically now what we've got after how many years of development now is a GTA 5 clone. So that's tragic in a way.
I mean, I can get that, but I think it's also when you heard about it, I do also feel that it was because your expectations. You and I have discussed this for a while because they announced this game years ago. I've known you for years, even before. We became a thing. The Brotherhood became a thing, and you were expecting this just straight up and down RPG, create your own guy. There's still those elements that are in it, but it's more of that. It's not like Skyrim. It's more like
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, but I don't think that is just going to go in that realm. The soundtrack. You're very, you love that industrial kind of thing. I kind of see it going in this, like pop techno, like what we saw at the Game Awards. I predicted that. I kind of saw that. And I'm very just okay, it fits. It feels like it. It kind of fits into that style. It's not my thing. If you play heavy metal, that's what that'll be. But that's all brutal legend.
I guess I was hoping they would have some better taste for it and they try something a little bit different instead of just mainstream kind of garbage rap and stuff like that.
I mean, okay, well, but I will definitely say I am actually very much excited for this game. The pandering, I completely.
That's a minor element of it, I admit. I'm not throwing out of the bus just because of that.
And one of the things that I wanted to bring up because we talked about microtransactions, they aren't going to be doing microtransactions, but they did talk about how they do want to monetize their multiplayer. But when and it was in a conference call, when that got out to the internet, the entire internet freaked out and went, "You said you weren't going to do microtransactions. You said that you were never going to do that." And they went when we heard monetization, our brains go, microtransactions or like COD points or V-Bucks or whatever it would be. But that's not. But monetization is completely like there's a way that you can monetize this game.
I really don't think this is something that needs a multiplayer necessarily.
Well, they wanted to add it. It doesn't need it. That's why when the game comes out, it's going to be focused on the single player, and the multiplayer is going to be patched in later.
Yeah, I don't think I think it's unnecessary.
Again, and I agree. Look, I agree. I want to play the single player. That's the reason why I'm buying it, and that's why I want to get it. But they do want to use. Put a multiplayer aspect to it, and they want to monetize it. But the way that you can monetize it is by doing expansions like they did with Witcher 3. That is a monetization technique that you can do.
And I'm more comfortable with that.
Exactly.
As compared to just finding one small little thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I completely agree.
But yeah, no, I don't want to. I get my concluding thoughts. I don't want to hate this game.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm still looking forward to it. I still plan to purchase it and play it. Mm-hmm. I just hope it's not as bad as I'm fearing it will be. Because honestly, pretty much every news story we've gotten about this game and everything that's been revealed about this game after the initial teaser has been bad news. And downgrades and more bad news.
I mean, I disagree, but I think that's where you and I differ. I think you and I are just going to have to agree to disagree.
I'm not optimistic about it, but we'll see what happens.
I have faith in CD Projekt Red that they do make really, really, really good games.
I mean, yeah, they have a good track record, a good history. You'd think they would have be more on top of this, but I don't know. I think they need to. I don't know. We'll see how it is.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on. So, the next game...
So I took one of yours, so...
Oh, no, that's fine. I do have more. Don't worry, it's okay. Because there are games that are coming out
You are excited for everything.
The next one that I will talk about... Oh, I know you're not going to enjoy... This is the one that you're not going to enjoy.
I get your animal game out of the way.
No, it's not. It's Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, God, even worse.
Shut up. I am extremely excited for that game. Like that PlayStation exclusive, I am excited for. There's another PlayStation exclusive I am also extremely excited for, but we'll get to that later. But Last of Us Part 2, in my opinion, Last of Us 1 that came out on the PS3 in 2013, the same year that GTA 5 came out, beat out Last of Us Part 1. Beat out GTA 5 in almost every Game of the Year category. In every, Game of the Year publication. It got more Game of the Year awards than GTA 5 did. And that's a feat to behold. And in my opinion, it is the best game of that generation. Last of Us 1. I know, Spectre. You're like, yeah. But honestly, that Naughty Dog is a master of storytelling, a master of it, and I am definitely very excited for this game. And honestly, what we saw at the most recent State of Play, or when they announced the release date of the game, I have more faith in it because I remember you and I we watched when PlayStation was at E3 back in 2018, where they did that kind of. When they were in that kind of
that's where they revealed it, right?
Yeah, that was the reveal.
Yeah.
And that was where we saw, there was the opening cinematic, and then we saw the gameplay of it, and then it goes back, and there was the kiss that kind of, it just didn't make sense. And even I was like, why though? Why does it go from the kiss to this to that? But then seeing the new trailer and how all of this works, the context is that actually makes sense, and I understand it. I'm excited for the gameplay. I love the story. I want to know what's going to be continuing. I'm honestly, because after the Last of Us 1 came out, I pretty much said, this game is perfect. If you make a Last of Us 2, have it be about a character. Have it not be about Joel and Ellie. Have it be about someone else entirely. Have Last of Us just be a video game series that's about characters in this world that Naughty Dog has created. This post-apocalyptic world. Because I felt that with how Last of Us 1 ended, it was absolutely perfect. But now they chose nope. We want to continue with Joel and Ellie. So really with Ellie. So I'm actually very excited to see why they chose to do that and where it's going to be going.
Yeah, I really, there's nothing positive I can say about this game. I mean, I mean, maybe from a gameplay perspective, it's engaging. I don't know. I mean, Last of Us was a game that just lost me almost right away. I did not care for it. I did not get into the world or the story. To me, it was just another zombie game. There was nothing special or remarkable about it. Had a fairly interesting, engaging intro to it, but, so did the Walking Dead TV show. And, then it went on for another, it's still going for how many seasons, and it's hard to care about it. Because everything that was interesting and, the stakes of it was lost after basically the first, initial opening scene. So I feel like at least with Last of Us Part 1, I could be like, okay, well, it's not my thing, but I can kind of understand why people could like it. This one, I think, is just this is just new Naughty Dog. This is 100% textbook new Naughty Dog. This is, even from their trailers, this is a, I feel like they have a megaphone out saying, look how progressive we are. Look how, I mean, it is just being jammed into your face of this character. And that's why they chose the center. I think that's the real reason why they chose the center on it, just because they could say, like, look how progressive we are. I think what would actually be more subversive, ironically nowadays, would be if Ellie just had a boyfriend and maybe Ellie did something terrible to the boyfriend, like something like that. Like that would be a more interesting storyline, and maybe actually have some conflict to this character. But I'm assuming Ellie is going to be in this game. She's going to be a perfect saint. Just like,
I wouldn't say that.
Just like all these female leads, that's why they're boring characters. They can never do anything wrong. They're perfect. They're goddesses, goddesses, it says, and they're not engaging, interesting characters. The characters that we really enjoy and get into have something interesting about them, like a flaw or something to overcome.
I mean, they do. They do, but I know, I'm not going to go ahead and get into it because you're just going to go ahead and be like, no, you're just wrong.
I'm assuming
I won't be able.
There's some kind of false conflict they go through, but I mean, I know loosely the story of the first game, but I obviously don't
There's no way to go ahead and change your mind. I know you, Spectre, where when you're like, this is my opinion, I'm like, it's hard to change your opinion on this. On stuff like this.
The only positive things I can say about it is, I mean, obviously it's going to look really good because it has that's one thing they can handle. There is they can make a game that looks very aesthetically pleasing. I'm sure the gameplay will be pretty solid as well too. It's just the world, the characters, the story, I couldn't care less about. So that is something that's very often.
And that's why I brought it up, not you. But I'm excited for that. I cannot wait, and I'm excited for that one. Okay, Spectre, what do we got next?
Okay.
Tell me your next one.
So, next one, let's have another surprise. Well, this is a surprising choice for me.
Ooh.
Because I am really not what you would classify as a Final Fantasy fan.
Yes.
I've given Final Fantasy plenty of opportunities. Trust me, I played through at least 4 or 5 of the mainline games. I even dabbled in the MMO a little bit. And none of them really were for me. I did kind of enjoy 15 to some degree, but it's never been my thing. Some people are they love Final Fantasy to death. It's their obsession. For me, I just never saw the appeal to it. But I am kind of looking forward to playing the Final Fantasy VII Remaster Remake or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, it is a game that I'm getting more so because, well, for two kind of partially because we can review it then, but the other reason is it's something that is very near and dear to my girlfriend. She grew up playing the original PlayStation 1 game, so we kind of want to play that game together. So mostly I'm gonna be playing it. She's gonna be watching it, but
your lady partner.
Exactly, yeah.
Your lady person.
So that was kind of her game, and she's excited to see how this kind of version of it. So. Is it a game I would ever buy like in a vacuum without the show or without her? Probably not. But I am, just having watched quite a bit of gameplay of it, I am looking forward to it. I do like kind of the sort of Final Fantasy 15 thing where it's like a real time combat to some degree, but you can kind of switch between that and the
Like it pauses, like you can pause it and go through menus to go ahead and do that.
I kind of like that sort of, I don't know what you would call that, kind of like a Tales-esque, where it's like real time mixed with a turn based.
Yeah.
I do like that. Obviously the game looks pretty gorgeous just from from what we've seen.
Oh yeah.
So I'm willing to indulge in it a little bit and have a good time with it, hopefully. But yeah, I'm definitely not this game's target audience. But cause I don't have any nostalgia for the old Final Fantasies. I never played them back in the day, and they just never really were my thing. But I am kind of looking forward to at least giving it a try and see how they do with the remake.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't play Final Fantasy VII on the PS1 back in the day, and I played a little bit of 15. That was like kind of the first one where I kind of like dipped my toes in, and I was like, okay, let me try out this 15 because everyone's telling me it's really good, and I want to try it out. And I enjoyed it. I definitely did enjoy it. But 7, like this is Apex Final Fantasy. This is the creme de la creme. Did I say that right? I think I did.
Yeah, I mean, this is traditionally the one that is pointed to as like the best by the fan base, which is not necessarily always the case. I mean, but it's definitely the one that seems to be the most lauded and has the most attention and stuff like that.
Which this game apparently is going to be episodic. Like, it's not just, like, this, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to have, like, you're going to have, like, 2 discs. The first disc is just going to be set up. So it's not even the beginning of where 7 began. It's going to be the setup to that, and then the second disc begins where 7 on the PS1
kind of fitting in a way, because I think the PlayStation 1 version was, like, a 3 or 4 disc game, so kind of fitting in a way, I think.
Yep. So, but I mean, I'm extremely excited for that game too. This is going to be really the first Final Fantasy game that I'm going to really dig into and really see, do I like that kind of franchise?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go through it. I mean, we'll play for the story. I mean, if the platinum is reasonable, I'll go for that too. Why not? But yeah, no, I'm kind of looking forward to it in a way.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So yeah.
What do you got next?
All right, so next we have, let's see. Yes, Marvel's Avengers. That is definitely one of the more anticipated games that's coming out.
I have a grudge with this game almost as much as I do with
Last of Us.
Probably even worse actually than Last of Us.
Oh God. You don't like comic book games, my man.
I don't like. Well, it's a multitude of things. It's a comic book game. It looks like just a banal comic book game on top of it. And thirdly, this is what's keeping they're spending all their resources and time developing this as opposed to another Deus Ex game or something interesting.
All you want is Deus Ex, though, man. That's all you freaking want.
Not even just Deus Ex, something else, anything else interesting. They're throwing the resources at some generic comic book game that's completely soulless.
So look, I'm not going to go ahead and lie, because there's a lot of aspects of this game that I feel that we don't know. And that's not something that I like. Like, what we do know is that there's a day happens where they create there's another Avengers base, and they put it over in California, but it gets attacked, and this big, huge event happens, and the Avengers are disbanded. And you are playing through the story as the different Avengers. And then they added an online element to it. So, like, the main story is a single-player story that you can play offline. But then there's this online element, which is the multiplayer, where there's story missions where you can play as the other different Avengers, like Ant-Man, Black Panther, so on and so forth, through that. But I'm still not really understanding kind of like where this goes. The reason why I'm excited for this game, outside of it being a comic book game, because I love me my comic book games, but it's one of those games where I want to know more. I'm excited to hear more, and I want to hear more before it comes out. I believe it comes out in like May. Yeah, it comes out in May. So, like, I want to know more about this game, and I really do hope that we get more information about it. at maybe C2E2, or maybe there's a PAX before May or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more information at the rumored PlayStation event we're going to be getting in February, which will most likely be the reveal of the PS5. So maybe we'll get more detail there. But that is definitely that's a game that I'm looking forward to. But it's not because I want to know more about it. It's kind of like when I was excited for Death Stranding, because I'm like, I don't know what the hell this game is, and I want to know more. That's why I was excited for Death Stranding. That's why. So that's where my take with this.
I just want them to get it out of their system and move on to the next, whatever the next game is.
Oh, fun days.
So yeah, I just couldn't care less about this game. There's really nothing that they can do to make me interested in this. I mean, at best, maybe it'll be like a Marvel Spider-Man, where it wasn't really a game meant for me, but it was enjoyable enough and comfy enough to play through. That could be the only positive I could say about this. This is I'm definitely not.
You're just getting frustrated because this team continues to be like, we're going to do this and not Deus Ex.
Yeah, and they're doing this. I mean, because it's just they want to cash a paycheck. Because you slap the Marvel logo on it, it's gonna sell. So it's like it's an easy buck that they're going for essentially. That regardless of the quality of it. So yeah, just get it done, get it out of your system, and move on to something interesting.
Well, I mean, there's Iron Man VR also. Like there's that other Marvel.
Less about.
I'm looking forward to it, but it's not like one of my most anticipated.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's plenty of, I have plenty of honorable mentions I could go for, but it's, but yeah, no, I could not care less about comic books.
I know, but that's useful.
I'm not the target audience for this.
Yeah,
I really am not.
That's why.
I can't say anything.
I continue to choose games that you're like, I don't care.
And I know you got an animal one on there too, so it's, but getting to my next one, and really, maybe I should have reversed the order on this. Maybe I should have had Final Fantasy as my number 3.
This is your number 3, right?
This is my number 3, although I retroactively I'm reversing it. So this, Final Fantasy is my number 3. So this is my number 4.
This is your number 4.
Because my theme, I guess my guiding principle with my most anticipated games is ones that I know for sure that I'll like. It basically ranked from.
I'm going to be buying this. Period.
No. I'm buying all these. But it's ranked from riskiest to least riskiest.
Got it.
Like the ones I know for sure I'll like are on the top of the list, whereas the ones where I really have no idea if I'm gonna like it or not are on the bottom of the like Cyberpunk. Yeah. And then the next one here, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, and that's why I didn't say that. Like this, I'm super excited for this game, but I wanted you to talk about this.
I can't be super excited for this game because I really don't know what this game is 100% just yet. And nobody really does. We have not. What's that?
I love that stuff. I love it when it's the rope that's pulling you in. It's like you don't know, but you want to know more. Come on now.
I understand.
I like that.
I understand the appeal of like a mystery. I truly get that, but I can't be like falling out of my chair excited over it when I don't know what the game is even really going to be.
Well,
it's because who knows? We really haven't seen like gameplay for it.
Look, for me, like the reason why I am amped for this game. Like I am amped for this and Last of Us, but definitely this one is because Sucker Punch hasn't made anything since Infamous Second Son, and this is the game they've been working on. I remember at Paris Games Week, I believe it was in 2018, 2017, I can't remember, but it was one of those years. It was Paris Games Week, and it was just they showed the PlayStation logo, and then they did Sony Interactive Presents, and they did the trailer. And this is like the reveal trailer. And then it said, Go Tsushima. And then it showed, I'm like, oh, this looks cool. This game looks pretty cool. Samurai game, sweet, okay. And then the Sucker Punch logo shows up. I'm like, yeah! Oh my god, yes! Because I love that developer. That's what gets me excited. Like, that's a developer where I can, I'm like, ooh, this. I have faith in this game.
I mean, what's their track record? I mean, they made Infamous. What did they make anything
else? Sly Cooper.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah. So I mean, they're a competent developer. Infamous was an okay game, a very milquetoast, middle of the road game.
I mean, I completely disagree, but whatever.
Not great, not a classic, but not terrible by any means. It was
because those are superhero games. You don't.
No, it wasn't just because it's a superhero. It was just a very bland game. It looked nice. It looked very.
I know.
Graphically, it looked great. I mean, graphically, it looked fantastic, especially for its time. It was a very early game for PlayStation 4. But
you mean PS3, or are you talking about Second Son?
Second Son.
Okay, got it. Sorry.
So graphically, it looked really good for its time, especially. So yeah, I mean, so it's competent developer behind it. I want to like this game. It looks interesting. I can't be like, oh my god, this is the best thing. This is the second coming of Christ or anything like that, because it's like I don't know enough about this game yet. It's hard for me to be like super excited about something unless I have some inkling of what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I hope it turns out to be great. I want to see some more gameplay of it. I'm not like 100% on board yet. I don't have the game pre-ordered or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I want this to be good. It'd be nice to have another exclusive kind of game that I actually enjoy on the PlayStation, because there's very few of them as compared to you.
Well, you're picky.
Where you like every single one of them, I'm a lot more choosy. But yeah, no, I hope it turns out to be great. Like I say, it has a good developer behind it, so we'll see what happens. I just need to see more.
I know, and I agree. We haven't seen a lot. We haven't seen like straight gameplay with the HUD there and everything. Like I do agree. I want to see that. That's what I want to see, and not these continuing, cinematics or this could be gameplay. Like where the camera's kind of like following. That's what we saw at E3 2018, where it looked like gameplay, but like I didn't know if it was or not.
It would be nice, like it. For to their credit, like for going back to Cyberpunk, to their credit, they did release basically an hour of straight gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a lot of things in it I didn't like, but I do give them credit for showing us a glimpse at the actual product.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see the actual gameplay for it, to judge if this is something I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah. And it's and I believe this game is shooting for a summer release, like late summer release.
Yeah.
So like
August,
like July, August, September, around there.
But yeah, no, it's like it's number 4 on my list now. But it's something I definitely am anticipating.
Look, for me, like the reason why I'm excited is honestly the developer. I trust the developer, Sucker Punch, and I love their games. Like I love even Infamous 1 and 2 on the PS3. Sly Cooper, I love those games. Like the reason why I'm excited is because of the publisher, and then they continue to show trailers and gameplay that just continue to get me amped. But like what got me in was that Sucker Punch is doing this, and then I'm like, oh, here's the gameplay. Here's what you can do.
I will say another positive for it. There's nothing that's been shown so far that's really turned me off to it. Like there hasn't been anything revealed where it's like, oh, the story is going in this direction I don't like, or whatever. They showed something that looks goofy. I mean, everything we've seen so far has been good.
Yes.
So I hope to see more. I hope we keep this up.
Yeah. No, I continue to agree. So for my number 4, yes, I'm gonna go with this one. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
What?
Yeah, dude, I love my Lego games.
I guess so. I mean, the Lego games are sort of generically fun in a way. I mean, they're very. I don't know. I never actually finished one of them because they're so just kind of average, I mean, they're good kids games. They're good like kids' first game in a way. But it's for this one. I mean, especially like I said, I made my stance clear on the films, so I don't.
Look, for me, I'm looking forward to it because like one, it's a Lego game, and I enjoy Lego games. They're fun. Doesn't matter how old you are. These games are fun. And I've played all of the Star Wars ones, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And now you get to play through all 9 of the movies, which is great. And I know you're like, if it's not the originals, shut up. But like for me,
well, I mean, I'll even throw an olive branch to the prequels, but I just like I said, for me, the everything changed with the
Disney era. Yeah, I get you. Look, for me, like. It's a game that you can...
I know those are probably your favorite movies of the Disney ones, but...
No, my favorite is Return of the Jedi. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Like, that's my favorite. It's either that or Revenge of the Sith. I love Revenge of the Sith. Oh, the final lightsaber fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin.
45-minute.
Oh, I love it so much. Oh, because you have Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting at the same time, and then you have a force power fight between Yoda and the Emperor. Oh, it's so good. I love it. But anyway, but like this is a game where like we've been talking about this all throughout this episode. It's funny, but like it's a game that you can just like, all right, this is just a fun old game. It's
I guess when you look at it from that perspective, I can see where you're
like
coming
this.
from.
Like I'm looking forward to it because it's a Lego Star Wars game. It's a Lego game that's like Lego games are always fun, and it's Star Wars. But it is a game that where you're like, I can just play this and really not have to like think about it.
In its defense, I would presume this is going to be the longest one of all of them because it has everything in it.
Yes.
So I at least
and that's why
won't lack on context.
But also I want to see how different it is from the Complete Saga that came out on the PS3 to this one, because the Complete Saga has all 1 to 6. This has 1 to 9. So
yeah, it'd be interesting. So they just re-releasing like 6 games.
No, like it's they're actually redoing. This isn't like
this
game.
To make it
one big huge game, and this game is not going to be. It's not like they're going to take Complete Saga from the PS3, make it shinier, and put it on the PS4. No, completely new game. Like straight up and down, completely new game.
Okay.
That's why I'm looking forward to it, because if it was just we're going to take Complete Saga and put it here, and then we'll take pieces of Force Awakens from the PS4, because that came out on the PS4. We're going to take aspects of that and put it into this game, and then the only new stuff is 8 and 9. That would be that. Then if that was the case, I'd be like, I mean, I get it, but no, straight up and down, new game, all the way up and down, whole new stuff, all new content, new levels, everything. Like that's what makes me go, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely gonna be a long game. That's like say comfy. So
yeah. I mean, and again, and mind you, there are games that you and I both have on our lists that we're most excited for. Like
there's some overlap.
Yeah, there's overlap.
There's definitely not overlap for that one. So
I know that. But I'm letting you choose. I'm letting you go with the games that I'm overlapping with you, and I'm like, oh, there's other games I'm looking forward to. So like,
but my next one's actually kind of in a way related to that. Diablo 4.
This is yeah.
Because it's another game that's it's kind of comfy. You can kind of play in the background and not have to put a ton of thought into.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm kind of anticipating this one more so than the other ones is because it does look like they're kind of taking things in the right direction after 3, which was a downgrade from Diablo 2. Diablo was on a good course. Diablo 1 was great. Diablo 2 was fantastic, one of the greatest games. You could make an argument top 100 games of all time. Mm-hmm. Definitely Diablo 2 deserves a spot in there, I'd say. Mm-hmm. And then Diablo 3 was a misstep. From the launch to the gameplay to a myriad of different problems with it. It was kind of a mess, and most people consider it to be a downgrade from Diablo 2.
Because
not a horrible game. Not a horrible game.
No, because I love Diablo 3.
Yeah, but
I never played a Diablo game before that.
Yeah, but it's the soulless, ugly cousin of Diablo 2.
Because
I
never played Diablo, so I honestly don't know.
Yeah, so it basically removed any kind of sense of having a customized character with like a unique talent tree. Even the aesthetics of it were bad.
Is it what you mean by that is because I know, like, for instance, when you choose your class, every time you level, it's not that you get to like choose the powers that you get. At level blank, you get this power. At level blank, you get this thing. And then after you get to a different level, so like you hit level 20 or whatever, now you add runes to these powers that you can, like, that's the customization.
Basically,
is that what you're talking about?
Yes, it was dumbed down, most likely because it was meant to be eventually it was eventually ported to console. So it was dumbed down from the expansive, unique ways to build your character.
Uh-huh.
Perfect example. So Necromancer, you can be a Necromancer in both games.
Yeah.
But in Diablo 2, you can build your Necromancer in so many different ways. You can have certain types of golems. You can have different golems that you can summon. You can specialize into those type of golems. You could have a big skeletal army with a lot of like really weak pets. We have a ton of them. Or you can be more of a caster type necromancer that focuses on powerful spells and damage over time effects. So that's like 3 to 5 to 6 different ways to build your character. Whereas in Diablo 3, my necromancer plays basically the same as your necromancer.
Because the best way to play that necromancer is just to have the army of skeletons and send them forward to attack.
Pretty much. There's one way to build the character, and it's dumbed down. There's no sense of role playing to it. It's a problem a lot of games have. But so that was a big downgrade. Even the aesthetic, Diablo 2, part of it was just because of the graphical limitations at the time, but it was dark, it was gritty. The story was incredible. You were literally going after all the prime evils in the Diablo universe. Wow. You fought Mephisto, Diablo, and Baal. All in Diablo 2.
Wow.
So the stakes were super high. So you actually kind of cared about the story to a degree. Just everything about it was so. The music was incredible, whereas Diablo 3's is pretty forgettable. The scores, it was pretty forgettable.
Yeah.
I
love the gameplay, but the story.
Obviously, the launch was horrendous for Diablo 3.
Air 37. Air 37.
It was an always online game.
Yep.
It had the in-game
the auction house,
the real currency auction house. So Diablo 3 was, in many ways, a big downgrade from Diablo 2. But it looks like Diablo 4 is kind of going back, or at least it's trying to go back to the more darker aesthetic of the older games. Diablo 1 and 2. So it looks like they're trying to, and it might be, hopefully they take that same philosophy and go back to making your characters more customizable, unique.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to it. If nothing else, even let's say my hopes are up for nothing. Let's say it's just another Diablo 3 basically. Even still, it'll be at least be a comfy game to play and turn your brain off to. So that's why it's something I'm anticipating. And who knows if it'll actually come out in 2020, but maybe it will. So
yeah.
But yeah, so even like I said, it's a safe game in a way because even if it's bad, it's still going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you there. I love Diablo 3, but I love it for its gameplay.
But most of the people that love Diablo 3, I find, are ones that never played Diablo 2.
Not wrong. Yeah. You're not wrong. I never played Diablo 2. But so that's why I'm looking forward, because if Diablo 4 is going to kind of try to merge, okay, you like Diablo 3, but we want to go back to Diablo 2 and have that RPG element to it. I like that, and that's what I'm excited for. Hopefully it comes out in 2020, but who knows? All right, so
and that's not just, you could accuse me of just being like, oh well, you just like the old game because it's the old game. No, actually, Diablo 2 was objectively a better game. It was an upgrade from Diablo 1. That was kind of peak Diablo, and I like them to kind of get back to that.
No, I agree. I completely agree. All right, so we're at the final one. Again, mine is in my list is in no specific order. But I think the last one that I'm looking forward to is going to be, we're going to do this one. What?
Oh, you're kind of like,
yeah, I know.
Change your mind or something? Or?
No. Like there's a number of games that are most anticipated. But I could go ahead and choose 5 and stuff. And I would have added Cyberpunk and Final Fantasies to my list, but that's what you already have. So I'm like, what else would we go with? I think we're gonna go with this one. It's gonna be the Predator Hunting Grounds. I remember watching the reveal of this with Guru Blaze for I think it was the first day to play. It was either the first or second one. And they revealed it, and I was like, oh, what is this? What is the Predator? What is this? And then we've been getting gameplay at other state of plays and that. And it looks like Evolve. It looks like Evolve. So you have one guy playing as the Predator, and then you have a team. It looks like a team of 3. It looks like either 3 or 4 as just soldiers, where you have to kill the Predator. And the Predator is fast. You can turn invisible. You can do all the things that the Predator can do. And it's an online game, but it also is going to have a single player story to it. I'm looking forward to that. I want to know more about this game. I want to know how this game plays with its gameplay, and I really hope it doesn't. But what I'm saying is, I really hope that it doesn't fall over itself like Evolve did, because Evolve just Oh my god, that game was a mess. Like that game came out and people were excited about it, and it came out and it was boring. That like.
Yeah, I find the problem with I like the idea of the setup of this to some degree, but the problem with these kind of like 1 versus 4, 1 versus army type of games is that it's the real, the human player kind of ruins it in a way, because you're always going to have people that just are bad that end up in that role, and it sort of ruins the fun for all the other players that are there. It's like, okay, this person sucks as a predator, and
this person sucks as a soldier.
Well, if a person sucks as a soldier, that's fine. But then that's okay. It kind of anything at least adds to the challenge. But if the predator's bad, it kind of just ruins the whole match essentially.
Yeah.
So I don't like that aspect of it. I think the game that I am looking forward to for my most anticipated has a mode similar to what you're describing, which hopefully it will work a little bit better just because of the limited player count for it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. But yeah, no, I do like the original Predator movie a lot. Even Predator 2 was pretty decent. I think the Predator...
I enjoyed The Predator. Like, the new one, The Predator is rad.
I heard it was awful.
I loved it. I don't know what you mean.
But Predator is one of those brands that's kind of like Alien, where it's kind of been run from the mud so many times now.
Yeah. Or Terminator.
Or Terminator, yeah. There's so many franchises that have been just kind of utterly destroyed. That really shouldn't have had a sequel, or but yeah. So I guess it's hard for me to care about. I mean, I'll always love the original Predator movie, but it's hard for me to care about a game like that. Like if anything,
it's just hot. I'm sorry. No, go on.
If anything, like I mean, Predator as an idea would be like a good idea for like an optional game mode in another game, but as a game in itself, I don't know.
Yeah. Well. So yeah. All right, but I know you've been sitting on this since
day
one,
so
this is like you did it out of the list.
Well,
I don't. These are just like, they're all equal to me.
This one's no surprise. I mean, I've been hyping this game up and talking about this quite a bit. Doom Eternal. No surprise there. Coming very soon. Finally, it was pushed back. It should have already been out by now, but it was pushed back.
I'm okay with that.
So it is a 2020 game now. Officially, but yeah. So like I said, I kind of picked my safest games for the top of the list, and this is one where I'm struggling to see. I'm struggling to see what would be bad about it. Like everything we've seen so far has been fantastic. Even the multiplayer, like the multiplayer for the first for Doom 2016. A lot of people kind of ripped on it to some degree, but I actually enjoyed it. It was a kind of a callback to old arena shooters, like Unreal Tournament and stuff like that. So I enjoyed playing it, actually. I had fun playing the multiplayer. I played it even after I got the trophies for it to some degree. But the new multiplayer looks like they're actually trying to do some new things with it. They have kind of like a Predator-esque mode where you have the Slayer versus a couple of, some demons. I believe it's limited to just 2 or 3 demons.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a limited mode. So even if you have somebody that sucks as the Slayer, you kind of can rotate pretty quickly. Between a couple people.
And I feel like that I think that's what the Predator will. It's not like one person is that you're gonna cycle through it.
Yeah, well, I presume so, but it's just like at least
because you don't want the evolve problem. You don't want that.
Yeah, but yeah, no, everything about this looks fantastic. I mean, the gameplay looks fantastic. Even the story sounds kind of interesting because which you don't usually think of in a Doom game, the story. But you're going to all these different places now, and the stakes are higher because they take place on Earth and Heaven and all these different. So it looks fantastic. You've seen extended gameplay sequences of it at different conferences. Everything looks fantastic so far. I like that they're kind of up in the ante to some degree with the arsenal that you can carry. My only critiques really of Doom 2016, it was just more nitpicky type of stuff. I don't think they did as much interesting with like enemy composition and levels, kind of like they do with the original Doom games. Like in original Doom, you had these kind of memorable levels where you had like scenarios where you had very limited ammo and a whole bunch of different enemies, stuff like that. Like it felt the combat arenas in Doom 2016 kind of feel a little bit samey.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, well now you're gonna see all these same demons, and each one kind of feels the same. Whereas with each Doom level, like the original Doom, every level kind of felt unique. So that's kind of a minor gripe because even in Doom 2016, the battles still feel tense and fun.
It's really fast. It's really fast.
Fast paced. It's fun.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so I mean, I chose this one as my most anticipated because it's a safe bet. I mean, I don't really see how this game could be bad. I mean, if anything, it's kind of a shoe-in for my top 5 for the year, probably. Even having not played it, I can probably say it's probably a shoe-in for that.
If I would have to go ahead and choose like the number 1 out of what I've been talking about, I would probably go with probably Last of Us or Darksiders. One of those two. Probably Last of Us because of just I love Naughty Dog and that kind of thing. But Darksiders also because that's just my jam. But with Doom Eternal, like that game looks really, really cool, like, really, really fascinating, and just I know like for when I played Doom 2016, it's just fast. You're just shooting everywhere. It's a quick shooter and it's crazy, and like you're keeping to that where it's like it's just quick and fast and shoot everything and which is good. That's what you need to do.
It's I mean it's amazing how it still feels like characteristically, Doom-esque, whereas in a lot of ways it is very different from, what we started with Doom. Just as Wolfenstein is very different from what we started with. But, I think it's definitely a franchise that's aged better than, than Wolfenstein and the changes they made to that franchise. Yeah. So I think it's more so, in some ways it's kind of like some things that they didn't change about.
Yeah.
That is most appealing about.
Yeah, and like that is definitely exciting. So those are our, I believe that's 10. I did 5, you did 5, I believe.
More or less, we had some
because I started, did you start?
You started.
Yes, it did. So then there we go.
That's our 10.
That's our 10. But great. I want to spend just a little bit of time on what's coming out later this year. This is the big year. We're on the cusp of the next generation. And I want to talk a little bit about the PS5 and the Series X. So we watched the Game Awards and they announced the Series X. And it looks like, to me, it looks like an Amazon Echo. And I've seen like IGN and other video game publications kind of like make like a model of it. Kind of just using the picture that they had. Like, all right, if you take 3 of those controllers, which looks like the normal Xbox One controller, if you just stack them on top of each other, that's that high, which is 3 of them, and then how deep it is and stuff. Like, they're just 3D models. Those aren't the real things. Okay. But it looks like it's just a tower. It's just a rectangular square or rectangular box. I know. Like we talked about this.
For me, it's kind of like, so what? Like it's a box that plays your video games. Who cares what it looks like? I mean, I don't sit there while I'm playing Medieval the other day, obsessing over, oh my god, that PlayStation looks like a big eraser.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to use that eraser.
How can I enjoy this game? I have this eraser sitting on my.
I know, right? I need this eraser. It needs to be silver or look like Kratos' axe. Like,
I mean, I'm just trying to think.
I get you. Well, again, like aesthetics do matter, but. Regardless, I don't want to go into that, but like we know that it's going to do 8K and it's called the Series X, which the rumor is that there's going to be 2 models. There's the Series X, and then I would think the Series S, which is the lower model of it, the more cost efficient one, which I believe more people are going to be gravitating towards. And then, but now we have the PS5. We're going to be hearing the announcement of the PS5. Like, we even got Godfall, which is a PS5 exclusive. What are you looking forward to from these consoles, like the next gen? What do you want? I know you're like, I'm just gonna play PS3 and that's it. Like, I don't want to play my systems unless I get the God of War. Like, but
it's a pretty bad impression of me.
Shut up. That was on purpose. Of course I did it poorly. If I wanted to, I'd be like, all right, so I don't really like playing consoles. I really don't. I just like playing on my PC. If it's not Doom or Deus Ex, screw everything else. Like,
whereas my impression would be like, oh my god, I'm so excited! I saw the PlayStation 5 trailer. I'm cool me right now. Oh my god! Yeah, that's surprising. Oh my god!
Here, take my money.
Yeah.
But anyway, what do you want out of the PS5? What do you want this system doing? We already know that it's going to be backwards compatible to the PS4. It's going to be It's going to do 4K, but also do 8K, or have the ability to do 8K. It's going to do 3D audio. That's kind of something they've been going on. And then, did you see the back? There's a little piece that PlayStation is going to be selling in the next, I believe, in like March or something. But it's a piece that you put onto the bottom of your DualShock 4, and you have back buttons.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Like, and what people are speculating is that because of this piece, PlayStation wants to know, do they want to have this piece that you can just put onto the PS4 become part of the standard DualShock 5, which is, I guess, what they would call it.
I mean, I don't really think it's necessary to have extra back buttons on it. I mean, I don't know, it's just me, but in terms of the system, really, the only things I'm looking forward to on it would be, games that I can only play on that. You have a reason I can, this is where the one part where exclusives kind of do matter to me. I think to a general audience they don't matter as much, but to me, like,
to you and me, it matters.
To you and me, it matters. Give me a reason to own this system. I mean, obviously, God of War is one of them, unless that comes to the PC or something. But give me more, I guess, original ideas. Like even this Godfall game, like, okay, that's good. It's something new and different. Even if it's not that great, like just try some new ideas. Like, and Sony's usually good about that. So they kind of become more homogenous in their offerings as of late.
Yes.
So give me some some reasons to own the system. Some unique original games.
They need to come out.
And the other big thing would be, it'd be nice if they kind of caught up in the backwards compatibility side of things. It'd be nice to finally retire my PlayStation 3 so I don't have to have it sitting there anymore.
I mean, you can through PlayStation Now, but like I know you want to just take your collection of
can you
PS3
can you do it in a way where you're not bending me over a table and shaking me down for money?
It's because PlayStation screwed themselves back in what 06, 07, whatever.
Well, their cell architecture and stuff. But I mean the big point is, I guess, is what I'm more concerned about is the games itself, unique games that I can only get on the PlayStation.
Exactly.
That's the big thing for me. Even the backwards compatibility is kind of, it's sort of a side, like, irrelevant issue to me.
I still think it's important and you need that. Ever since Xbox did the emulation on it, it's become a selling point to that system.
It's become important, but I think the big thing is just having unique, original experiences to play on it. Whereas opposed to, like, the Series X, for example, where it's like, I'm looking at the thing, I'm like, okay, this really is not for me, because I have a good gaming PC. Everything I can play on that system, I can play better on my PC. Literally every game now.
And we discussed this back in 2017, 2018, when they first announced this Play Anywhere initiative, where they were like, all right, any game on Xbox, you can play on PC. Like, you and I were both like, but why, though? Then why would I want to buy your system, then? That doesn't give me a reason to now. And you just took it all away. Now, I do understand it business-wise for Microsoft, where it's
because they don't care where you buy.
Well, exactly. It's money to more people have a PC, which is Windows is the OS on their computers. That's Microsoft. So that money is going to go to Microsoft regardless. So it makes sense for doing that. But as a console platformer, as a console creator, why would I buy your Xbox when I can get that big dumb tower and stupid high RAM and ridiculous GPU and everything and play it off that, and then why would I buy your console? Like, for me, I prefer playing on a console, but for people like you, why?
Yeah, exactly. I see the Xbox as redundant. Like, why would I have it when I have something that does everything the Xbox can do, literally, but better? Like, a PlayStation, at least, I would have to have, really for two primary reasons. One is, they're exclusive games, and two, I am kind of bought into the ecosystem. I like trophies. I have friends on there. Yep. So that's the two primary reasons. You kind of have the secondary, you do have achievements and stuff like that kind of on PC, and there's ways to communicate with your friends, etc. But it's those two things that make PlayStation appealing to me. Where it's still something I use, and even though I'm kind of I can say I'm a PC player to some degree now, I still use the PlayStation a fair amount because of those reasons.
Yeah, I mean, for me, what I'm looking forward to is the exclusives. Like, Godfall looks cool. I like the aesthetics. It has that Darksiders look to it, and I like that. But I need to see more than that. That's not enough for me to go like, yep, bought a PS5 outside of my fanboyism.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a PS5.
For me, my logic is at the very least, there's going to be one game that's an absolute must-buy for me, which is the sequel to God of War. I'm sure along the way we're going to have some surprise games that come out, like we had Shadow Colossus and Medieval this generation.
I think, I honestly, that game that Blue Point is doing, that remaster or whatever it is, when they I think that's going to be the system. That's going to be the Breath of the Wild for the Switch, or the Halo Infinite for Xbox. It has to be good. It's good.
It depends on what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know.
I don't know, but it is going to be a PlayStation exclusive. It's going to be a game that was made in-house by PlayStation. Regardless of if it was a PS1, PS2, whatever. It's going to be a in-house PlayStation game that was made only for PlayStation. And it's being remastered by Blue Point, who did the Shadow Colossus. So
we'll see what it is. Yeah.
Well, for me, I'm excited for the exclusives, because that's a big reason for me why I buy consoles. The exclusives that you offer, which Xbox has been doing a really good job buying these other studios and going, yep, these are ours now. You make games only for us now. And they took really good ones. Double Fine, which is one I like. Ninja Theory, I really do like, because now if I want to play Hellblade 2, I have to play it on Xbox. I don't get to play it on PlayStation. You have to play it on Xbox.
Play it on this.
Whatever.
I
prefer playing on consoles.
Why?
Because they just do, man.
I don't get it.
I know, but the exclusives, what I'm looking forward to. I do want to see what the system looks like, and the controller, the aesthetics of the system itself. Graphics is not.
Are you really gonna sit there and be like, this thing's a rectangle? If it was a trapezoid, I would buy it. But it's a rectangle.
Dude.
I don't feel personally safe with a rectangle under my entertainment stand.
Shut up, Spectre.
If it was a
no.
If it was a Steli Icosahedron,
that would be Kino.
That would be Kino. Yeah.
Shut up. Before I go ahead and knock your hat off. I just want to know what it looks like. After I'm here it is. Here's the box. I go, sweet. I'm done. It's one of those ooh, what's inside the box? It's one of those kind of things. After that, I don't that's not the selling point.
I feel like that's kind of a theme. I feel like I could literally bring a box of here and just put a big question mark on it, and you would be obsessed over it and be like, oh, there's got to be something.
There's got to be something in there, and then I'll be really disappointed if you put garbage in there.
I could be like, right, you don't know what's in there. It could be nothing in the box, literally nothing.
But I want to open it.
But you're like, oh my god, it could be the fucking Second Coming in that box.
But I want to go ahead and open it. Yeah. I don't know what it is. You're not wrong.
Don't know what's in it.
Look, so. Really, when it comes to its specs and what it offers, I do exclusives, the backwards compatibility. Graphics aren't important, but I do think having that 4K is now becoming 4K is going to become the norm, because 8K is going to become the new thing. But I think they're going to do the Pro.
I think we're.
I don't know.
The 8K thing. I think we're kind of still a ways away from.
Oh no, I agree.
I mean, 8K televisions are not really a thing.
No, they're not.
A mass market thing.
No, they're not.
4K is still just becoming a thing right now.
Yeah, I know.
So I think before we make the next big leap, it's I don't know. That's
I will say I hope that the PS5 can read 4K Blu-rays, because the Pro can't, which is dumb. I know you. Well, yeah. I have a 4K TV and I can't do it on a PS4. So
if you really want to split hairs over little things, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you split hairs over little things all the time about what games you like and don't like. So shut up.
I'm not splitting hairs. I usually have pretty firm reasons behind those.
Okay. Fine. Whatever. Okay.
But
going back to the point is.
Yeah. The long and short of it is, obviously, eventually, I would have to get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
I will say this. I at this point in time right now, I don't see why I would get one at launch.
Well, mind you, we don't know what games. That's going to be the selling point.
Yeah, which I don't think there's going to be anything that comes out that really is oh my god, I got to have that. Because even go back to the PlayStation 4, there was really nothing.
No, the launch games that we had for the PS4 it was Drive Club, Knack, and Killzone. Drive Club got pushed back, so we only got 2. So it was only Knack and Killzone, which were just tech demos. Knack is fine, it's fun, but it's just okay at best. Killzone is just a big, huge first-person shooter tech demo, and like, but the reason why people kept buying them is because Call of Duty was coming to the PS4, Madden, FIFA, NBA, all of the normal yearly. I only play this game once. I come in and buy it every year, and then throw tons of dosh, tons of money into the microtransactions, the Ultimate Team or COD points or whatever it would be into that.
Yeah.
And like, if you like, Fortnite will probably also be ported to there. Like, you can still play Fortnite on PS4, but it's like
maybe by like, I mean, if
it'll be probably a year or two after you will need to
probably something like that. Like, because I still play a lot of third-party games on the system though. Like, I'm gonna play
Jedi Fallen Order
on the system. When Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, I will.
But that's going to be on PS5. That's not going to be a past gen. It's going to be.
It's going to be on PlayStation 5,
gen.
presumably. Yes.
Yes.
So eventually, when it gets to that point, yes. So, but unless there's something that's like, oh my god, I must play this right away. I don't see why I would rush out to get one. I know you will, but for me, it's like I'm gonna wait probably this time.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it. I think we covered everything that's kind of we're looking forward to in the year 2020. But this is going to be a very exciting year. There's a lot of games that are coming out. Like,
I mean, a change of a generation, so it's always interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So these next coming months from now until summer, I would say, I'm excited for.
So. We're only 6 months away from E3.
I know.
So, yeah.
I know. And if that February event that's rumored is going to be happening, ooh, I cannot wait for that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please let us know what you guys think. What are some games that you guys are looking forward to? Is it Darksiders Genesis? Is it Cyberpunk 2077? I almost said too many sevens.
We also really want to know, what is the ideal shape for a system? Is it a trapezoid, rectangle? What we need to know that.
I'm just gonna knock off the head of yours. Stupid. Anyway, he's like out of shot now. He's like,
you can't tarnish Fallout 76.
Whatever. Let us know what your game you're excited for, or if you're looking forward to the Xbox Series X, or the PS5, or whatever it would be. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, which is youtube.com/Brotherhood of Geeks. Press the subscribe button and press the bell icon. That way, whenever we put up a video, you know we put up a video. Like, share, comment. Please let us know. But you can also follow us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/The Brotherhood of Geeks. You can also follow us on Twitter at Dualshock'd, BOG. That's the name of our PlayStation podcast, Dualshock'd, BOG. And then you can also follow us on Twitch when we stream at twitch.tv/Brotherhood of Geeks. Woo! All right.
We're talking about a lot. So, yeah.
Excited for 2020?
I'm excited for 2020.
Yeah, me too, man. Great. Anything else, Spectre?
No, that's it.
Great. All right, then. Well, then I'm Brett J. Rasmussen.
I'm the other guy.
And here's the other guy. And as always, live to play, play together. We'll see you guys next time.